What grade would you give each of the candidates? And then talk about whether it really matters to the overall race at all. In so many ways, it seems this has been kind of a rah-rah or to kind of build the team on each side, if you will. How much will this impact the actual race?
Minimal. I mean, but the race is on. These minimal margins mean a lot because in some of these states it matters a lot. Not so much here in California, where I'm sure a lot of people are watching it with their minds already made up. But were they looking for Walz to really go at J.D. Vance? That didn't happen. Yeah, I think, as Rob's point, this could have been a PBS debate in Minnesota from 2000. Because it was very cordial afterwards. Everyone was hugging and high-fiving, and so it didn't have the vibe that you've seen from the Trump. Some of these other Trump events where he's spewing out vitriol about immigration. It was a lot more tempered than that.
And what grade do you give each?
I think Walz maybe a B-, and I would give J.D. Vance probably A-.
Well, I was thinking C- for Walz and maybe
You're
a
a tough grader.
B+. I am a little tougher curve over here, but Vance, it's interesting because this is not the J.D. Vance that goes on conservative bro podcasts and is much more inflammatory. He did, after all, invent the Springfield, Ohio, or repeated that meme, which then, of course, Trump repeated again, which always turned out to be, false. And again, I guess go back to Walz. I think he fell into Midwest nice. I think he was nervous. He found comfort in that. But I think fundamentally Harris headquarters is probably a little disappointed tonight. One other quick thing about if this matters. J.D. Vance tonight talked a lot about energy. And he said, drill, baby, drill several times. That is directly at the voters of Western Pennsylvania, who may very well decide the presidency. And so I saw a lot of what Vance did tonight I thought was very strategic in terms of just the handful of states that are going to matter and decide who wins this election.